Good afternoon once again. We have Amit Agrawal sir with us. Uh, Personally, I got a chance to talk to sir regarding many things, and I have learned many things from him. Uh, Talking about Amit sir is he has studied from IIM, IIT, right, sir? Sir, you are mute, sir.
Yes, yes, yes,
Yes, and you have studied from IIM as well.
yes.
वाह सर वाह हमारे से इधर इधर सर बीकॉम नहीं हो रहा सर बीबीए बीकॉम नहीं हो रहा thank you so much sir for coming along I know sir if someone wants to know real sales what sales look like Bhagavad Gita of sales, so the sir has written a Bhagavad Gita of sales.
Arre,
Uh, Sir is so I have an opportunity to read that book, and believe me, something I have learned to talk with those big giants in my life is because of you, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming along. I know this session would be so fun for all the audience, and let's see how it goes. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Chaitanya. So, can you see my screen, Chaitanya?
Uh, I can see your picture. matlab, I cannot see your screen.
Okay, can you see a slide?
No, I can't see. I can't see.
Can you see it now?
Yes, now I can see.
Yeah, so what we would do, Chaitanya, first of all, thanks for inviting me on this platform. And I welcome all the listeners, the entire audience who is interested in learning more and more about sales. So basically, thanks for your kind words about the book also. So we have around 45 minutes, Chaitanya, and out of which I've divided them into 30 minutes of session and 15 minutes of live Q&A. I hope that is okay.
No problem, sir. No
Sure.
problem. That's perfect.
So what I have done is that since we are talking about sales, you have spoken about me, author, I believe in something called Salespreneur, and I am a one thing evangelist, which you will come to know more about in the session ahead. Now, before we start on sales, Chaitanya and the team, the question which you have to reflect is sales a profession or a life skill? So is it possible for people to type, Chaitanya?
They would be typing on our website. I will just see it. One second.
Okay, so if you can please type, either P for profession or L for life skill, then Chaitanya can tell me. The question is simple: is sales a profession or a life skill? Please type P for profession or L for life skill.
So we are getting. I think people are telling it's a profession.
Okay, interestingly, no problem. I think so. If we look at, what others say about it, Zig Ziglar is a.
Sir, now we are getting life skills.
Okay. So there is always a balance, Chaitanya, correct? So let's hear what other people also say about it. So if you look at it, Zig Ziglar says, I always have said that everyone is in sales. Maybe you don't hold the title of salesperson, but if the business you are in requires you to deal with people, you, my friend, are in sales. Okay? So this is Zig Ziglar, one of the very famous management gurus in US, author of many books as well. And then, in my own book, when I was researching, I realized that there are 7.7 billion sales owners in the world, because everyone in the world is either selling one of the three things: product, service, or an idea. So Chaitanya and team, through this platform which Chaitanya, your gift of hope, has created, what are we selling? We are selling ideas, correct?
Selling of a hope, sir.
Selling of a hope, which is an idea, correct? Which is a feeling. So therefore, this is, the hope. Sales is actually a life skill, correct? The more and more we imbibe, if I give you some more examples, let's say a mother is telling her son not to eat chocolate, correct? Another example, an investor is hearing presentation, a young entrepreneur like yourself is presenting to an investor asking for capital raise. Correct? Another example is that a politician is making a speech, a CEO is launching a product, correct? A employee is asking for a salary raise from his or her supervisor. Now, if you look, all of these examples are various aspects of life. And of course, the one which we know, we are selling a product, correct? That is always considered to be sales. However, the all other examples are equally important, Chaitanya and team. So with that, I hope we agree sales is a life skill. Profession is part of life. Therefore, sales is also a profession. Holistically, it's a life skill. So with this, now let us talk about what is the meaning of the word sales. Before I play a video, does anybody wants to try on the chat window, Chaitanya and the audience listening? You want to type what does the word sales mean to you, please?
I'll just check.
Sure.
Part of the organization, sir.
No, absolutely. I think any response, my friends, when you give, it is act of participation, and participation creates possibilities, correct? And both of them create connection. So please, whatever is coming in your mind, please write. Part of an organization is correct. Anything else, Chaitanya?
So they are coming to life skill again.
No, absolutely. So no problem. So now let me play this video. I hope you can hear this. I'll play, Chaitanya. Let me know when you can hear it. Can you hear the sound, Chaitanya?
Yes.
I'll now be quiet and I'll play it. Yeah.
I've been a bit concerned about the negative perception on sales. Very often, sales is associated with used car salesmen, isn't it? Somebody who's sleazy, pushy, aggressive. I was recently talking to a business school professor and he shared something very interesting. He said very, very few students apply for sales job while doing their MBA. I was talking to a CEO and he said, sales वालों को थोड़ा तो झूठ बोलना चाहिए. Another senior executive said, sales वालों को जुगाड़ू होना चाहिए. As I reflected on these negative vibes, I was looking for an answer. What does the word sales truly represent? I found my answer in a morning meditation. The word sales represents S for serve, A for authenticity, L for love, E for expertise, and S for smile. Serve with authenticity, love, expertise, and smile. Serve. Imagine if sales owners start seeing sales as an act of service. Authenticity. There is no faff, there is no lie, there is no jugaad. Authenticity. Love. Love for the product, love for the company, love for clients. Expertise. Imagine when a sales owner is an expert in the area or the product or service which he or she is representing. Will it not serve the customers better? Smile. This always works. Do all of the above while smiling. When we combine these things together, serve with authenticity, love, expertise, and smile, we get the true spirit of sales. Thank you.
So I hope everybody understands the deeper meaning of sales, which is serve with authenticity, love, expertise, and smile. With that, now let's discuss few sutras which I have taken from the book, which can help you immediately. Yeah. So the two sutras is, one is metaphor, another is one thing, the magic of one thing in sales. let us take them one by one, and the third part will be the live Q&A. Metaphor. Chaitanya, you can still hear me, just to double check. Yeah, everybody?
Yeah, sir, I can hear you, sir. I can hear you.
Okay, excellent. So metaphors, we are using metaphors all the time. You are my sunshine. A father is telling his son, you are my sunshine, or daughter. Don't fight like cats and dog. Another example, a mother might be telling two sons or daughters, don't fight like cats and dogs. Let's crush it, guys. Now, this one might bring smile to a lot of you. I understand a lot of entrepreneurs and young people are joining this call. So who says, let's crush it, guys? Can you type, please? Who says typically, let's crush it, guys? Can you please type in the window? Chaitanya, let me know once you receive some response.
Yeah, I'm just seeing that.
Let's crush it, guys. Who says?
Entrepreneurs.
Correct. Entrepreneurs, sales leaders, CEOs. What are you crushing? They are talking about crushing the sales targets, isn't it? So this is a metaphor. Now, let us understand the meaning of metaphor in a little more formal language. So this is a meaning. A metaphor is a figure of speech that equates two dissimilar things. The important thing is this: two dissimilar things for the sake of comparison or symbolism. So you have to take two dissimilar things. If you take here, you are my sunshine. So children are compared to sunshine. Don't fight like cats and dogs. Two kids are compared to cats and dogs. Let's crush it, guys. Rock is compared to target. Rock. You are crushing a rock. In a way, you are crushing the target. So two dissimilar things are compared. Now, let's look at this. We are using another example which happened in the live scenario, that to highlight the enormity of $1 trillion debt in simple words. The US President Reagan said in 1981, $1 trillion would be a stack of $1,000 bill 67 miles high. Do you see the power of it? $1 trillion would be a stack of $1,000 bill 67 miles high. The two things which I have given in the boxes are two dissimilar things which are getting compared. Do you understand this? Yes or no? Please type yes or no based on, because it is important. If you understand that, you'll be able to implement it. My objective is that anything which you're listening, you have to be able to easily implement. Please type Y or N if you need more explanation. Or there are more examples coming, by the way. Up till now, is it understandable?
Once again, sir.
Yes or no?
Go-getters. Yes.
Okay. Excellent. So now you see this. Now let's also reflect on, remember we talked about symbolism. So how can we use Amitabh Bachchan and Warren Buffett as a metaphor? This is a question to you. You understand, metaphor is comparing two dissimilar things. So if one thing is Amitabh Bachchan, where can you use him as a metaphor? What would you respond? Please type quickly. Whatever comes to your mind, where will you use Amitabh Bachchan as a metaphor? Or Warren Buffett, anyone? Please type.
Someone is telling Amitabh Bachchan for entertainment and Warren Buffett for business.
Yes, so basically Amitabh Bachchan, what does he symbolize? Both of them symbolize longevity. Both are 70, 80 years old, longevity. They symbolize expertise, deep expertise and success in their area, correct? So if you have to say that, are you the Amitabh Bachchan of your craft? That symbolizes do you have deep expertise in that area? Are you successful in that area? Do you have longevity in that area? Using just one symbol, Amitabh Bachchan, or are you Warren Buffett of your area? You are able to symbolize that, correct? Rather than talking so many things. That's the power of metaphor. It makes communication simple. So it's metaphor a sign of genius. So it doesn't matter what you and I think. What matters is what Mr. Aristotle thinks. So you can read it for a moment. The greatest thing by far is to be a master of metaphor. It is the one thing that cannot be learned from others. And it is also a sign of genius, since a good metaphor implies an intuitive perception of the similarity in the dissimilar. Sometimes we may think that's so simple. Simple things is the most complicated, as Steve Jobs said once. The same thing is Aristotle. Metaphor is a sign of genius. Now the question is, how can we create a metaphor? So for that, we have given a 3-step framework in the book. First is take a situation. The second is choose the point of comparison. So remember, we chose Amitabh Bachchan as a point of comparison. And then use this, the word which is it's like or is like. These are the 3. We will just take an example to prove it. So the step 1 is choose a situation. What is the situation? Since a lot of you are from entrepreneurial background, you might connect with this. Because I've worked the last 10 years only in startups. I've done sales in 23 countries in startups, which are bootstrapped, Series A, B, C, D. So, and prior to that, 11, 12 years, I had worked in large companies. I was reflecting on this question that how do I communicate this? It is both difficult and rewarding to win clients in startups when compared to large companies. You understand the situation? Yes or no? Please type yes or no.
I'll just see.
Do you understand the situation? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
Now see what I did. I actually, in order to communicate this, if I write long sentences, it doesn't work. But what I did on LinkedIn, this is the post I did on LinkedIn. You can please read it for a moment. Just I'll give you 30 seconds. Please read it.
क्या बात है? Wow, sir. Wow, sir.
Thank you. So now you can see, the situation was this. Now, what is the comparison symbol? Since you know the steps, 3 steps. What is the comparison symbol? Can somebody quickly type? You can read it. The answer is in front of you, but you can read it and give it to me. What is the comparison symbol used here? Can you please type?
Aggression and startups.
Yes. So the comparison is, if you look at it, the comparison, let other people also respond. Let me know if others have responded.
And someone tells the never give up attitude. So there might be situations like in England, there are bouncy and swinging pitch, but not giving up attitude.
Correct. So all that is correct. The symbol, remember the step. The step is comparison symbol. So comparison symbol here is 2. One is bouncy and swinging pitches in England. This is one symbol. The other is Virat Kohli himself.
Virat Kohli.
So therefore, if you look at the word is like, you see is like, I said now we use is like or it's like to join them. So winning clients in a startup is the situation. Correct? Is like is the joining word. And scoring hundreds on bouncy and swinging pitches in England is the comparison symbol. You get it? So
Yes.
this is a power of metaphor. Now let me give you another example. So if I have to compare, my situation was to tell how stories are important in sales. That is the situation. But you tell a lot of fun or all of this, it doesn't work or it takes time. So what is, I created this post on various platforms. Sales and story, dal and chawal, they are sumptuous when together. Correct? So you can see, is like or are like is the joining. This is the comparison symbol. So when we use metaphors, it's very easy. Yes or no? Up till now, please tell me, is that making sense? Yes or no?
Aggression, enthusiasm. Yes, sir. Yes, I was just reading old comments. Aggression, enthusiasm. Someone in the Virat Kohli comment also told the enthusiasm. Enthusiasm to do work. Enthusiasm to.
Correct. So this, you can see, by using communication sentences like this, you are making it very visual for people. Even if I remove the picture and I say sales and stories are like dal and chawal, they are sumptuous when together. If this picture is removed, also in your mind, dal and chawal will come. So when I said, it's like Virat Kohli. So what will come? In your mind, Virat Kohli symbol will come. It's like Amitabh Bachchan. You know what will come? Amitabh Bachchan as visual image will come. So that is the power of metaphors. Let me give you one example which you have to do yourself. This is an exercise for you. This is the exercise is that you are meeting in a meeting with a client in Middle East. This is a situation. The client is satisfied with the quality of your product. You know, in this case, I have written software. You can assume any product. They are satisfied with the quality of your product, yet they feel it is overpriced. Product तो अच्छा है, पर महंगा है. And you are sitting with the client in a room in Middle East. This actually, everything which I am sharing is a real life example. Nothing is a story, or this is all live. This happened in Kuwait. Correct? So I'll give you the answer later. The situation is this. Now you have to create a metaphor, for which you have to first find a comparison symbol, then create a metaphor using is like. Now please type quickly. And don't bother whether it is right and wrong, because if you participate, it goes deeper. Please just write whatever you feel is. Yes, Chaitanya, if you are smiling, let me smile also by hearing.
I'm getting very crazy comments.
That's okay.
Yes, everybody is telling yes. Shreya, Drashti, Ayushman, everybody is telling yes.
So this is the example, the answer which I gave, which is our software is like Mercedes-Benz at the price of Toyota Corolla. So you see, what is happening is that the software is one aspect. What is getting it is compared with two cars, Mercedes-Benz, which is a higher price car, and higher quality, and Toyota Corolla, which is lower priced. Correct? So instead of giving lot of long answers, my software is this feature, that feature, there was a sheikh sitting in the room, and I said, our software is like Mercedes-Benz at the price of Toyota Corolla. He started smiling after that. So even though you don't know people, if you use metaphors nicely, they can help you connect with people. Okay. As I said, why are metaphors so effective? Because they create visual stories instantaneously. Stories in sales is important. What sometimes people don't tell is the easiest way to create stories in sales is use metaphors. All these examples, look at them. Mercedes-Benz at the price of Toyota Corolla, Dal Chawal, or Virat Kohli, or Amitabh Bachchan. All of these are visual stories which can be easily created if you master metaphor. And the way to master is keep on repeating it every time. So what you do after this session is, for your top 3 objections in sales, whatever you are selling, you might be receiving some objections, correct? Price is higher, quality is not there, comparison, lot of competitors are there. Whatever your objections are, put top 3, and use a metaphor rather than logical reasoning to explain them. Clear, Chaitanya and team? Clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so with that, I'm done with my first sutra. Is there any? Okay, we'll take questions toward the end. Let me go to the second sutra, which is
we have only so we have to finish this session at 3:45. So Yash Vasant sir can come at 4.
3:45. I thought we have 45 minutes. So 3:15 we had started. So I thought my time is till 4.
No, sir. We get 15 minutes of buffer time. So
okay. Then, in that case, we can do 2 things. We have 10 more minutes, correct? You can ask me any questions because I have covered one sutra, correct? Or either you can ask me questions or I can cover the second sutra, because in 10 minutes I can do that.
I think, sir, taking the sales sutra second would be more comfortable. And what are the questions? I will mail you.
So I'll cover the second sutra, which is the magic of one thing in sales. Okay. So basically, you might have heard the Pareto principle. What is Pareto principle? Which is 20-80 rule. 20-80 rule means 20% of effort leads to 80% of results. Correct. 20% of sales are given by 20% of customers give 80% of revenue. Correct. That is the 20-80 rule. So just to give you an example, if your CEO or somebody says, okay, find 100 things which can improve sales. So you and your team find 100 things, and then you apply Pareto principle. You say, out of these 100 things, I will find 20 which will create 80% result. So you'll find 20. But then you keep on applying Pareto principle. You apply Pareto principle on 20, you get 4. Then you apply Pareto principle on 4, you get 0.8 or 1. So the one thing is that out of those 100 things, the one thing which will create maximum impact. So that is something which came in my life on December 2008. December 28, 2017. That is a time when you create these New Year resolutions. So I was reflecting on what is my New Year resolution. Every year I think of so many things and I do nothing. So that was the time I was thinking again. This time I was reading a book called The One Thing, which made me ask this question: what is the one habit I can develop in 2018, such that by developing it, everything else would be easier or unnecessary? So a lot of ideas were coming. I have to wake up I have to read books. I have to spend time with kids. I have to do meditation. I have to go early to office. I have to come early from office. I have to start writing, so exercise, cycling, all of them. But what was the one thing I chose? The one thing which I chose was join the 5 a.m. club. Now, on January 2nd, 2018, I remember when I woke up at 5 a.m., my body was saying, don't wake up. It is so cold, correct? The mind said, अरे ये तो कर लो यार, इतनी सारी चीजें करते थे, कुछ भी नहीं करते थे, इस बार तो एक ही चीज कही है ना, 5 बजे उठ जाओ. तो मैं उठ गया, एकदम उठ गया, 5 बजे उठ गए, तो what to do now? Because everybody else is sleeping, correct? Then I looked at the book rack, which had so many books. So I picked my book, I started reading, Then I said, okay, I will do meditation. Then I said, I will go early to office. I went early to office, correct? Next day, I also started cycling. Then if I'm going early to office, I started returning from office earlier. Because of that, I started eating food at 7 p.m. Because of that, I started sleeping at 9:15 p.m. And from then onwards, it's almost 2.5 years, January 2018 now. That has been my life. Now, that is the power of one thing. Remember, I always wanted to do all of those things, but nothing happened. I focused only on one thing, which was joining the 5 a.m. club, because of which all these things happened, including writing my book.
Wow.
So that's the power of one thing. Now, the point is how to apply it in sales. So I've given 3 scenarios: client engagement, sales planning, team, and process. So in client engagement, so when you go to client meetings, you will know you have to achieve so many things. 10 things, 5 things, 3 things. What if you ask, if I have to achieve only one thing in this client meeting, what will I achieve? Correct. So that is the power. Suppose second thing is you have to present so many slides. If you have to present only one slide, which one would you present? If you ask me what is the one slide I had to present in this, I know the answer. I'll tell you later, not now. Similarly, sales planning. So if you look at this question, if we have to achieve only one thing in sales planning in this quarter, which will de-risk the entire year. So when I ask that question, sometimes I get this answer is I have to get 60 meetings in a quarter. Because if I get the number of meetings, everything else will fall in place. I will anyhow close them, correct? So you have to ask this question in your context, correct? Same thing in team and process. What is the one capability my sales team can develop in Q1 for predictable closers? So once, I think 1 year before when I asked this question, the answer I came is storytelling. This time the answer comes is emotional quotient. We have to develop empathy. We have to develop gratitude. All of that comes an emotional quotient. For you, that answer might be something else. Point is, what is the one thing, one capability? Okay? So just the same thing I applied in a startup. This is an example because you are entrepreneurs. You might agree with this more. So this was a startup. It was a pivoted startup. It was doing different business. We moved to a different business. For 3 years, we did well. And then the question I had is this: what is the one thing we can do within next 3-6 months that will fuel predictable growth for next 1 year to 3 years? Little complex question. I hope you understand the meaning. Basically, 3 से 6 महीने में क्या करें एक चीज जिससे कि दुनिया बदल जाए, दुनिया सुधर जाए आगे के लिए. So that was the thing. Now, a lot of answers were coming. Change in org structure, hiring more sales owners, new product capabilities, opening the US markets, relocating many sales owners, creating a pricing structure that could address our growth ambition. However, the answer which came is very interesting. The answer which came is this, which is focus 100% on existing clients. That was the answer which came. Can you see this? Sorry, can you read that?
Focus on 100% retention of existing accounts.
Yes, and why that was important was we was focusing in a small market. If any of those large clients go away, then basically it's a ripple effect. One client will come to know other, forget about new, existing all will go. Correct? So we decided to focus on existing account, which created a wonderful growth thing. So that this is the importance of that one thing question. I've given you example of using it in life, like joining the 5 a.m. club. I've given you example of joining in sales, using in sales, which was the previous slide. And I've given an example of how you can use one thing for fueling growth in startup. With that, you can use these examples in your life as well. What is the one case study? You can do it later, which you can present to client, not 5, not 3, 1. If you have to show one slide, which one would you show? And if you have to stop one thing, which one would you stop? Correct? Now, if you ask me what is the one slide I had to show, I would have shown you the Virat Kohli slide. Correct? If I had to show only one slide, I would have shown you the Virat Kohli slide in this entire presentation. Wow. So with that, I'm done, with my session. These are some of the resources. You can connect me with on LinkedIn. Correct. The book, The Ultimate Sales Accelerator, is also there. You can find it on Amazon. Salespreneur YouTube channel. A lot of videos are there. And then Salespreneur portal, salespreneur.co. So you can use them, for your benefit. So I have finished on time, Chaitanya.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. We will start with the next session. Thank you so much for coming along. I think it was the most insightful session on sales. Thank you so much. So we will see you soon, sir. I hope that the content which you gave to all the people who were seeing the webinar, I think they would get some hope which we want to give them in sales.
Absolutely.
To hope.
Absolutely, Chaitanya. And therefore, my wish for you, all of you, Chaitanya, yourself, and everybody on this platform, my wish is, may you harness the true spirit of sales, which is served with authenticity, love, expertise, and smile.
Wow.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So next session would be taken by my most favorite Yash Vasan sir.